Caffeine Coils, and I'm Deanna.
And I'm Jenny.
We have a special guest today. You want to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Quint Marinook. I'm the Distribution Center Manager of Athens, one of our locations here in Georgia.
All right. And you won, was it DCM of the year?
Store of the Year.
Store of the Year.
It was a team effort.
Oh, team effort. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, well.
Okay, so what do you think, if you were speaking to like internal employees, what do you think gave you the edge to win Store of the Year for 2023?
I didn't really expect it at all. It was kind of a out of left field. I just took over for the previous manager last January. He retired. Someone else on the counter retired, and I wasn't really expecting it. So I just kind of doing what I knew how to do best. I'd done 2 years as the warehouse manager, and that was kind of my background, just kind of making sure that all the inventory was correct, making sure that customers were taken care of. And at the end of the day, as long as your people are taken care of, you got all your equipment and all your stock accounted for, and the customers are taken care of. That's key. I think you'll do well.
Yeah, and I think that's one really great thing about Mealworks is the ability to kind of move up through, internally. And I'm in the Elevate program. So do you have any advice for like maybe ISPs or someone who's looking to become a DCM? Do you have any advice for what they would need to do to become successful at that?
Yeah. So basically, just get a hold of as much stuff that DCM that you're working under or someone you're working near, get your hands on as much stuff as possible.
Yeah.
Looking at the audit, we have an internal audit that we do every year, twice a year, sometimes more, if it's needed, and just making sure that you kind of know what our auditor's looking at, taking care of basically all the equipment, making sure that that's straight. We do a daily cycle count, getting your hands on that, and kind of getting into the inventory management and all that, and just trying to make sure that you're focusing on all the different things that a DCM would look at.
Yeah.
So now that you're a DCM and in that position, do you feel like you spend some time like mentoring your guys for those who want to like further their career or move up within the company?
Yes. Yeah, I'm a big proponent of hiring from within and developing and cultivating those guys, and they express interest in it. Obviously the Elevate program is going to be, the go-to for,
right.
Just getting experience, kind of seeing what the company has to offer. But if they express that interest, I'll definitely kind of have those conversations, and maybe you should look at this, this is kind of what you need to focus on, this, that, and the other. And then that's kind of where I go with that.
Nice.
How do you maintain a strong relationship with the technicians and customers that come through?
So for me, I've just being on the counter. I was on the counter for a couple of years and just kind of learned how to do that. Everybody walking through the doors is a person, so just treating them like a person, not a customer. Just
That's
having
such good advice.
having those
Yeah.
conversations as if they've got families too. I've got a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old daughter, a 5-year-old son. Kind of having those conversations with some of the newer parents that are technicians as well, and just kind of having those conversations is really spark some good relationship building there. And
Yeah,
just
connecting on a personal level
exactly.
is really important.
Yeah.
I love that, treating everybody as a person. That's a good. We need to have a whole
Right,
campaign
yeah.
around that.
Yeah, we kind of talk about that when we have guests on the podcast. Like, this is just a conversation.
Yeah.
It's not like a big deal. It's just being recorded. It's just a conversation. But that's a good way to look at it too. Is if you ever feel like intimidated by someone that you're working with or a customer or something like that, they're just a person.
Yeah.
So when that person comes to you and they have like conflict, like something went wrong or they're unhappy with something, like how do you deal with that and how do you navigate those conversations?
So, yeah, in the past, that's definitely been, something, being on the counter, being a DCM, warehouse manager, whatever it is, if you're dealing with those customers, you're going to have a conflict at some point. So for me, I like to, if it's my fault, acknowledge that it's my fault. Here's where I messed up. Here's where we can resolve this issue. and having that transparency. I think
I
a lot of
think
customers have.
it kind of comes full circle too, because like if you're treating them as a person when things are good, typically people tend to treat you as a person when there's conflict and when things aren't so good.
Yeah.
So it's
like
really
a
good advice.
Two-way street. What role do you see technology playing in the future for distribution centers?
Yeah, so I just had a birthday on Tuesday, so I'm 33 now, relatively young as far as being a manager goes. So I definitely remember growing up with, elementary school, some middle school not having a telephone, cell phone in everybody's pocket. Yeah. So, but with that, everybody's started picking them up, and you just kind of grow into that, and you just learn more about technology and you embrace it. As far as our distribution center goes, we try to embrace as much technology as possible.
Yeah.
Whether that be the calendar that we have, used to write it on the board. Now we have a Google Calendar that's shared amongst all of our guys. It's instant. As soon as someone puts down, hey, so-and-so's got a delivery on Wednesday.
Yeah.
The whole counter sees it. It goes back to my warehouse. They see it, so that everybody's looped in at the same time.
And it's so much better because you don't have to walk to the board every time you need to know what's going on that day.
Yep. And then, like I said, our inventory management software, Latitude, is huge. Just embracing that and learning all the different nuances to it, to knowing how to track down, say you're missing a piece of equipment. It happens. Everybody makes errors. We all work with people. No one's perfect. So just being able to look at that and kind of trace down where the error happened is huge. And that's saved me several times, just knowing how to use that program and the different software that we have available.
Yeah. And I think for us, like having the podcast, embracing technology in that way to get information out to technicians, and, it's just it's a newer way to communicate with everybody.
Yeah.
I think the most recent generation of technicians are demanding that we adapt with the technology. So I know when I got here, when I first started at Mingledorf's, we did not accept text messages on the counter. And so that was like a huge project that I implemented. And I know I have some customers who love it, and some customers are like, I'm never going to use that. So, I mean, I think that's important.
But you offer it.
We offer it. Yeah, because there's some times when they just need a different avenue. They don't have time to sit on hold and wait for somebody to answer the phone and things like that. I mean, all of those things. How are you helping your customers navigate the industry changes with like the A2L stuff that's coming up, and equipment transitions and refrigerant changes, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, there's a lot of changes coming. That's definitely a good question. So we offer service update classes, and we have a lot of our technicians in the area that attend that, and that's a great resource for them. I love it that we offer that for our customers. That's an awesome thing that Mingledorf's does to just equip those technicians with that information. And then also, any technician, if they have a spare moment, I'll kind of talk with them about, hey, did you know that you can find all this information on an app?
Yeah.
It's, service technician app has pretty much everything they need to know. Warranty, parts, whether or not that's those parts go together, a separate part, all that information's on there, and just trying to equip them as the best as we can.
Yeah, and I think people warm up to the technology changes more and more. As we
feel like
progress.
we're talking so much about this refrigerant change, not remembering that not so many years ago we already went through this one time. I just feel like there's so many more avenues for us to post and talk about the information. So it's like this one feels much more in our face than the last time. So
and it kind of changes a lot more with the NFC boards that you're going to have to use more technology.
Yeah,
you're going to have to use your cell phone. You don't have to. You can use the dip switches and this and the other, but it's going to make it a whole lot easier if you just embrace the technology and kind of move forward. And just and sharing that with the customers is it's not this hard.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
just kind of, hey, here's
Yeah.
a board, you put your phone up to it, you're good.
I also think with QR codes, I think that the pandemic
Mm-hmm.
forced people into using QR codes, and I see them a lot more now. I mean, QR codes have been a thing for a long time, but I don't think people use them as much before. But now they're everywhere, and we embrace those a lot here at Waldorf's, you know, for registration. You know, I always have a QR code on flyers for people
Mm-hmm.
to register for classes and, you know, things
I'm
like
still
that.
with the boomers about like the QR code menus should not be a thing. Like
Yeah.
I will
I
scan
like
your
it.
QR code for so many things, but I don't want to pick what I'm eating off that QR code.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was definitely very helpful for our service update class. Was, you know, we had one at each one of our stations, at all of our doors. Tell the customer, hey, just scan this and register, and you're good to go. But I mean, there are QR codes on all the equipment that brings you into that service, that app, and just you scan that, and there's your equipment. There's all
Yeah.
your information on there.
That's really helpful to help people gather the information, because a lot of times that's what people need, is they just need to know where to find the information. And then once you do that, you set them up. It's kind of like, what is it? Teach a man to fish. They'll eat for a lifetime.
Yeah.
You know, teach them to scan the QR code, and they'll have the information
And they'll
forever.
be able to set the equipment from now on. I like
Yep.
it.
How do you see the landscape of distribution changing over the next few years?
I don't know if it's. I think there's always going to be a brick and mortar. You know, you're going to have people
Right.
there. You know, so I don't think it's going to go too far into the. You know, a robot's going to go
It's
and
not
grab
going to be a
and drop
self-serve
your.
kiosk like at
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A.
But I do think that with the new implementation of technology, definitely the Amazon mentality. I ordered today, it's coming tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot more avenues for our customers to order more quickly. You know, if it's a part, you know, we can use different avenues to get that part to that customer same day, so that their technician doesn't have to leave. Doesn't have to leave the field, and they can just continue to work on the unit. Or if something's down, needs to be rushed over, you know, we can have some avenues for the customers to get their parts that they need quicker. So I think that the speed of which that order is placed and then the customer has that product fulfilled is going to be a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that happening. That's exciting for us, though.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like I'm living for the day when distribution is like Amazon fast.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that would be nice. I know I'm guilty of being impatient. You know, anytime I order something that's not from Amazon, I'm like,
I know
it's been 3 days, it hasn't been shipped yet.
Mhm.
Like,
we're
you know.
like almost jaded now. Like we
Mhm.
expect that level of service now, and it's like when we don't get it, it's like, hey, what are we
Mhm.
doing? Like,
Yeah. Well, do you have any other?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to play a little game. We like to play a little game at the end of our podcast, which you should know because you should be a fan of the podcast. Okay. All right, so we're going to play One's Gotta Go. So I'm going to name a few things, and you've got to pick one that you don't get to have anymore forever, okay?
Okay.
Bacon, eggs, pancakes, and cereal.
So one of those things has to go away
Mhm.
forever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that is such a hard one.
I say eggs, personally.
No,
I think I'm definitely gonna say cereal.
Yeah, probably either cereal or pancakes.
Cereal because I don't like milk. But I do eat dry cereal sometimes.
Yeah.
Like,
It is kind of a good snack sometimes. All right, the platform formerly known as Twitter, X, WhatsApp, Snapchat, or Instagram, like those social media platforms.
A
Do you use social media?
little bit.
Okay. So
I could probably Snapchat because I've never gotten on there.
what's your
I'm not a
social
Snapchat
media platform of choice?
Mhm.
Just to go on and look at friends and family is probably Facebook,
Okay.
or Instagram.
Okay.
So
I feel like we grew up through those, so
Mhm.
those are my two.
I got rid of my Facebook. And now I'm missing out on everyone in my family forgets that I don't have Facebook anymore, and I'm like, You're pregnant? I didn't know. I
Yeah.
didn't know that. What are you
Just,
doing?
like,
No one's got a
Yeah.
family
What the
text
heck?
anymore. You're
Nobody
just supposed
told
to know.
me.
That is
Yep.
so funny.
But yeah, I think I use Instagram probably the most, but Twitter is probably my number 2, or X. I don't think we're ever gonna call it X.
Yeah.
Sorry,
That
Elon.
was such a brand faux pas. Like, the Elon takeover is a big flop.
So do you still tweet, or do you?
I'm
X?
a lurker. I'm a person that doesn't ever tweet.
But
but
what's
I
it
just-
called now?
Yeah, like
When
you
you- when
can't
you send the
tweet if
message.
it's not Twitter anymore.
I don't even think that he's come up with a term for that yet, because I haven't seen one.
Interesting.
Side
Maybe
note, there is a
posts?
podcast called The Big Flop that just covered the takeover and the transition and like how he like came in and fired everyone and like what's happening.
But it's still going. So
She said that in the podcast. She says like it's an ongoing thing, but you should definitely listen to it.
Okay.
It's interesting.
all right, holidays: Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, or the 4th of July.
Why would you do this to us?
Probably Halloween. Yeah.
I love Halloween.
It's good for my kids, but you know,
I
Listen,
could get rid of. Actually, I could get rid of the 4th of July because I'm not a fan of the fireworks.
Are
I think
you
I said
joking
that
right
last
now?
year. Yeah.
Okay, so no, like Halloween and 4th of July in our neighborhood is like the big, like those are the two holidays that like our neighborhood has. And we have the biggest fireworks show, and like people come to our neighborhood to watch. Like,
Yeah.
it's so good.
and all
I
the
can't
kids
get rid
come
of
to
any
your
of them.
all the kids come to your neighborhood to get the candy. the good
Oh
candy
yeah!
wrap.
Oh my gosh! Everybody gets their golf cart out and like drives
Yeah.
around. I can't drive the golf cart because I'm so like paranoid because there's so many people, and I'm like, I don't want to be responsible for running someone over, so someone else is gonna have to drive.
Yeah.
Also, I think we could get rid of Thanksgiving.
No,
It's so
what?
close to Christmas.
Oh my gosh!
Heckling.
No, I need those rolls and mashed potatoes and turkey.
Do you get the 2 days PTO off?
That's true.
Yeah, how
And
you
it's
Do you
always
keep
right
that,
around
or
my
is it,
birthday,
Or is it just get
so-
a? Oh, okay, I gotcha.
It's always, but that's good because it's like I'll usually be off.
Everybody's already.
What
in
did Thanksgiving
town.
do to you? Do you need an invite to Thanksgiving?
I do, actually, yeah. Okay, Chick-fil-A, KFC, Popeyes, or Bojangles. The big, chicken restaurants.
Probably KFC.
Wait,
What do you
repeat
say?
them. Hold on, repeat them.
Chick-fil-A, KFC, Popeyes, or Bojangles.
Okay, I can tell you 3 out of the 4 I haven't eaten at least 5+ years. I don't know. There's just something about fast food chain fried chicken
I
that
know,
just doesn't
well.
sit well with me.
I
Can't do
eat one
that
of these
quickly.
at least twice a week.
I like Chick-fil-A. Like I
Yeah.
love Chick-fil-A. Like, everybody loves Chick-fil-A. So, they got my vote. But that's like I'm telling you, it's probably been close to a decade since I've eaten KFC.
KFC is dead to me ever since they got rid of the potato wedges. Those were
Never even
so
knew
What do they
good.
have now?
Potato
They just
wedges.
French fries.
fries.
Mm.
Okay, so wait, what's your KFC order now?
If I go, I get the famous bowl,
What
Without
about
corn.
Popeyes? What do you eat at Popeyes?
the chicken strips, chicken
You
tenders.
can't. I can't even talk to you. You just eat like
I'm a child.
You eat like an 8-year-old. What is your order at Popeyes?
At Popeye's, probably the new chicken sandwich.
Chicken. Oh, the new
The
chicken
spicy
sandwich.
one.
Okay. Okay.
I'd never eaten there before, and then they got that, and I was like, I got to try it, and it's pretty.
It's pretty good. Okay, head to head with Chick-fil-A's chicken sandwich.
Yeah. Chick-fil-A's gonna win.
Yeah, that's
Spicy
yeah.
Chick-fil-A.
Spicy. I can't do their spicy,
Mhm.
but
Okay, I asked you yesterday in preparation for this your favorite music genre. So
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, or Motley Crue.
To do away with. Dang.
he's like, look, this is a struggle. I love it.
I love that he also gave me examples. Because if you just said rock, I would have
Yeah.
totally picked different bands.
Man.
But he gave me examples. So I was like, you just made your own question.
Let's see. Probably Motley Crue.
Okay.
Although, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, Motley Crue.
And I don't know how you get your source of caffeine, but this is the last one. Coffee or energy drinks?
Energy drinks.
Whoa,
Good.
that's okay. You might be the first one to say not instead of coffee. So I am like not an energy drink person. Typically, like rarely, I'll have one like once a year or something.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I can't live without coffee.
Yeah, I'm gonna have coffee.
Gotta
I
have
drink an
coffee.
energy drink at least 3 times a week. And I also drink pre-workout.
Yeah.
I am on the pre-workout train, but I could probably live without it. Now, I can't live without it if I'm going to the gym, but I can live without it besides that.
I'm training my heart to withstand the stress.
Probably not good. You should probably go get that checked.
Oh my gosh, that's hysterical.
Mm.
I just keep it pumping as fast as possible. All right, well, that's it. So we'll see you next time, and don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe.